Have you ever thought to yourself why you feel out of place in the built environment? Over the past 100 years, we've reconfigured our neighborhoods, streets, and homes in a very negative way. And the underlying problem is that our world is no longer designed for people, but rather the machine. And in particular, the automobile. And in fact, many of our planning and zoning codes dictate the physical space that the automobile is going to occupy. And this oversight has created a toxic environment that has become just unsafe for the people who are actually occupying it. Which is why we're going to discuss why the design thinking movement is critical for reimagining our future. And today we're going to go over what is design thinking, and in particular, a 5-step process that we can apply to our designs in both the architecture and creative industry overall. And first, we need to dive into what is the design thinking movement. And in order to first understand the theory, we need to have a better understanding of it if we are to design for people. Now, initially, this theory became popular about 30 years ago in the 1990s, and it draws on a range of disciplines coming from design, engineering, and business itself. And one of the key benefits of the design thinking movement, it encourages a collaborative, iterative, and user-centric approach to design. Additionally, it encourages the process of generating and iterations and just going through multiple options in order for us to be able to reach our desired outcome. And now that we have a basic understanding of this movement, let's think about how we can actually apply it to design thinking in creative practice. Now, I can tell you that design thinking in the architectural industry has us basically investigating and thinking about the particular uses of the people who are going to inhabit those spaces. And this empathetic approach to design allows us as architects basically to be able to create spaces that are both functional and pleasing. So it isn't only about the aesthetics. And in general, we can break the design thinking movement into a 5-step process. Step 1, empathize with the users. We need to understand their needs, desires, and preferences for using the space. And there are many ways we can do this. We can conduct surveys, we can hold interviews, or just have general site observations and take note of what we see. Step number 2, define the problem. And this is a critical one, because I can tell you some of the juiciest parts of a design actually come from challenges and being able to shift that as opportunities to create a space that is actually just memorable for people who are going to be in it. And we need to be able to synthesize this information that we took during the empathy phase, so that way we can actually take it as key principles and strategies that we put into our design process. Additionally, this also identifies key insights and patterns that are very well going to help shape the built form. And step number 3, ideate. And what I mean by this is take all that information that we just did during our analysis and generate a wide range of options. So brainstorm, sketch, just throw it out there. No idea is a bad idea, and often we're going to take a combination of that and remix, shuffle it together to be able to create a hybrid of those many forms. Step number 4, prototype. This is where we can take physical or digital models of our ideas as basically a low-risk way to be able to understand the space better and how it's going to be in its surrounding. And step number 5, test it out. Use this opportunity to gather feedback from your fellow collaborators, your users, clients, stakeholders, just others who will be able to give you some constructive criticism that is going to help enrich the design or whatever it is that you're putting out there. Plus, we always need to make sure that we're meeting the needs and expectation of those who we're actually designing spaces for. Now, even though design thinking is a valuable approach to problem solving, we need to remember it is up to us as the designers out there to be able to actually push out these principles if we're hoping to be able to create a brighter future. And if you worry about not getting it right, don't worry, because if we look back at about 100 years ago, we can begin seeing evidence of architect master Le Corbusier implementing this human-centric approach to his designs. And what I find truly fascinating is how his aim towards a new architecture actually ended up backfiring and encouraging this autocentric world that we're stuck with today. And we're going to see how this happened in this video over here. And with that, I'd like to hear what you all think about this movement. Is there something else that you think is critical to the overall process of design for being able to reshape our communities? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And with that, I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.